Hello everybody, this is Linda from North Central Texas, and yesterday was St. Patty's Day, and I made corned beef. Well, I've got this much left, so I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with my corned beef today. First of all, I've got a pot with water boiling. I've got some wide egg noodles. This is what I'm going to use in my dish today. I can get this open. I'm not going to cook all of these, about half of them. Because they are going to expand a little. So, about half of that. See, I've got a clip here I'm going to put on it to keep my bag closed. I thought I had one here on the counter. Wasn't sure what I'd done with it. So I can get this thing open wide enough to go over it. There you go. That'll keep it from coming open. Put those back down here. Save those for another time. Kind of cool that down a little bit. But anyway, I'm going to use a casserole dish. This is one that's got a cover, so I can store my casserole in the refrigerator without having to worry about the dish because it's got a cover. But we'll set this aside. And I'm going to show you how. We'll show you what I'm going to do with my beef while my pasta's cooking. Because we may not need all of it, I'm not sure. I'm not putting any of the, because I found there was a lot of fat with this piece. And that's okay, but I just don't want to put a lot of the fat in my my casserole. Because I'm cutting a lot of that fat off. And then I'm just going to cube the rest of this. You can cube it as big or as small as you want it. That's totally up to you. Now in this dish, a lot of people put sauerkraut. I don't want sauerkraut in mine, so I'm going to refrain from doing that. If you want to do that, you can put about a cup of sauerkraut in yours without the liquid. But I don't think I want sauerkraut in mine. But this is a great way to use your leftover corned beef. Now, of course, you can make Reubens out of it, sandwiches. anything to that nature if you want. That's up to you. I like Reubens myself, but I'd rather have this dish today. Now, I've done this with leftover pieces of ham. A lot of different meats that I've put in mine. It's quite a bit of fat that I'm cutting off of this, but there's still quite a bit of lean meat, so. Gotta eat a piece. I love corned beef. Look, I dropped it on the stove, y'all. Leave in the comments what you do with your leftover roast beef. Corned beef, not roast beef. I know there's soups you can make with it, but usually that takes a lot of heavy cream, and I don't, I'm allergic to that heavy cream and stuff, the fat in it, so I can't have that. So this is dishes that you can make for people that are allergic to milk, dairy products. Well, not so much dairy products, because we're going to use a lot of cheese in this, but I'm allergic to the fat content in the milk, but I can still eat the cheese. The cheese doesn't bother me. It's the whey of the milk that bothers me, that I'm allergic to. And that's basically the fat content of it. And I had one lady, I made a video on making potato soup last year. And she said, oh my goodness, she said, you've got a recipe that I can use. Because I always thought I had to put milk or cream in my potato soup. But she was allergic to milk like me. But she could, she loved potato soup. So she said, I'm going to use your recipe to make my potato soup from now on. Make sure it's still going. I thought my camera had cut off, y'all. Because my mom never used milk in her potato soup. And she fixed some really good potato soup. But that was one of the first comments I got on that video was, oh, you didn't use milk in your potato soup. So this is a recipe that I can use. rinsing this off just in case I need it for some other stuff in just a minute. Disregard that. Now, while that's continuing cooking, I'm going to get a little bit of butter. I'll try to. I got my camera in front of the refrigerator. Grab me a stick of butter out of here. And I guess I've got about 3 tablespoons of butter here. I may have to use more, but we'll see. And this is my Irish soda bread that I made yesterday. I went ahead and sliced it, and that's just half of a slice right there. You know, it was kind of long. I went ahead and sliced it up and put it in this container to keep it from drying out. And we're going to use that, or use part of it, since we get this butter melted. I can turn that off and go ahead and drain it a little bit. This is the quick, easy way to drain your pasta. I'm going to put that little bit of butter that didn't melt. Well, I say I am. right in my pasta. I'm just going to crumble up this bread now. You can toast it if you want to and break it up. I find that this is just as good, because it's going to soak up that butter anyway, regardless of whether you toast it or crumble it or whatever you do to it. It's still going to soak up that butter. And the end of it, it comes out the same way as if you would have toasted it. I'm going to go ahead and heat my oven to 400. As thick as I've got my slices, I'm probably just going to use one slice of this. Just crumble it up. It makes real good breadcrumbs that you can use in any recipe. It's really good to toast it. Oh my God, it makes such good toast. I ate a big slice of toast last night with it. Now what I'm going to do is just try to coat that butter. And these breadcrumbs. And you can just take your fork and kind of, if you got any big chunks that you don't want that big, just break them up with your fork. There, I got my breadcrumbs coated. And I'm going to leave them in this pan for right now. I don't think I'll need any more. Now, I'm going to come back over here with my pot. I am going to put the rest of this stick of butter in my pasta. I'm going to go ahead and turn it. Well, I'm going to get my milk. Oh, let's see. I'm going to put just a little bit of chicken bouillon. Get me a cup. I used a tablespoon of chicken bouillon. I'm just going to... I didn't get my dishes put away this morning, y'all. I'm just going to mix this up. I'm going to pour that in there. And I'm going to go ahead and turn my burner on because we want it to get hot. Got to melt the butter. Go ahead and chop it up a little bit. Now, I'm not going by anybody's recipe but mine for this. Now, you can certainly use the whole pot. The whole bag of pasta, depending on how many people you're cooking for. Like, normal, it's just me. So, I refrain from cooking a whole bag at a time because I'm not going to eat it all. got my dish right there. I've got a little bit of Velveeta cheese left that I'm going to add. So I can use up this piece of cheese. There's not much left there. But it's a good way that I can use up this little block of cheese. And if you've ever made macaroni and cheese before, you know about how much cheese to put in, you know, how many noodles. You want enough in there to where it's going to coat it really well with your melted cheese. And I'm going to cut it up in like little chunks to help it melt. Now you can certainly use all cheddar cheese if that's what you want to do. I've got this Clancy's cheese melt. It's 1/2 less fat than cheddar cheese. So there is like cheddar in it. So they get this wrapping cut. Wrap the rest of it right back up. Now you can certainly use just plain cheddar cheese if that's what you want to do to make this. I'm making a mess with this cheese because this package is a little hard to cut. And like I said, we're just going to chop the cheese up a little bit. I find that when I use just plain cheddar cheese in a macaroni casserole or any type of a macaroni, it comes out way too dry. I don't like it so dry. Oop. You can tell I'm not a professional, huh? Get some of this out of the way. Now at this point, if you like, you can add a cup of thoroughly drained sauerkraut. I just kind of prefer not to. I like sauerkraut, but I like it on hot dogs and sausage dogs, whatever you want to call them. Some people put caraway seeds in this. I don't put caraway seeds in it. But I did put a cup of chicken broth in it, along with my cheese. And I guess that came to about 1/2 of a block of cheese, not quite 1/2 a block of cheese. Like I said, you can put all cheddar cheese in it if you want. Or you can put, like I did, the cheese melt or Velveeta cheese, just the plain Velveeta. It's just totally up to you. Yeah, I have some sauerkraut, but I just don't want to put it in this dish. To me, I like it better without the sauerkraut. But you might like it with sauerkraut and then serve it with Russian dressing. I mean, there's a lot of options. But you put the cup of sauerkraut in it, mix everything all up, put your caraway seeds in to your liking. Now I'm going to add my corned beef. I dropped a piece somewhere. I know I did. It probably went under this burner. Turn this off. I don't need it on anymore. But if you love sauerkraut and stuff mixed in something like this, then you would like it. I just prefer not to put it in mine. Now, I'm hoping my pan is going to hold all this. Yep, it does. Didn't quite get all my cheese good melted, but that's okay. It'll melt. And now I'm going to put my breadcrumbs on top. Just shake them on top. And you can put more breadcrumbs on it if you'd like. I may even mix up a few more and put them on there, because I like a lot of breadcrumbs on mine. You know, this may be enough. I think that's good. I don't need to add any more. But I've got plenty of breadcrumbs if I wanted to. I'm just going to wipe the butter off of the top. That butter spray that I sprayed my pan with, because I got some on the top. And I don't like to leave that on the top because it burns. And then it makes your casserole look bad. Now I'm going to put it in this 400-degree oven. And I'm going to let it stay in there until some of the top starts to brown a little bit. And you know what else I might add? I almost forgot. If I can find it. I'm going to put a little bit of Parmesan on top of my breadcrumbs. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. And this is just grated Parmesan. So I got breadcrumbs with butter. And I've got a little bit of Parmesan. Like I said, I'm not putting much. I just want the flavor of the Parmesan in my breadcrumbs. That'll do it. Now I'm going to put it in this 400-degree oven until this top starts browning a little bit. And my macaroni and cheese is all bubbly. So I will bring you back for that. Now, while we're waiting on our casserole to get done, I'm going to make me some garlic toast. I thought I had, yeah, I got my butter out. But these are some nice thick slices of this bread. I'm going to take 2 out because that's probably what I can eat with my meal. But that's your leftover Irish soda bread. And I don't mind doing this because I'm going to have the oven hot anyway. So I'm just going to spread butter. I put quite a bit of butter on there because it is a thick piece of bread. And then I'm going to put garlic powder with that has a little bit of parsley in it. Not much. I don't want too much garlic in it. It's not quite ready yet. Almost. But I'm going to turn it up to broil, and I'm going to leave my casserole in there. I'm going to put my bread in the broiler. That is, if I can get to my broiler. I got it way pushed back up in there. Too far for me. There we go. But that's the perfect time to fix garlic toast if you know, get your big oven hot. Yeah, but you know, if you're one person, don't be afraid to make a loaf of Irish soda bread. It keeps up to 2 days outside. You know, out in the normal temperature. It keeps for a week or more in the refrigerator in a container like that. You can always make toast with it, garlic bread. Like I did, I use it for breadcrumbs. I could have put more breadcrumbs on top, but I didn't. But it's going to be good regardless. And I went ahead and washed up my dishes. Aren't you proud of me? I washed up my dishes. They're still piled in the drainer, but at least they're clean. They're clean dishes. So maybe by the time my bread gets browned or toasted, the casserole will be ready. I'm ready to eat. I mean, these were dishes from last night. I didn't even eat breakfast this morning. I fixed half a pot of coffee, or 6 cups of coffee, and I haven't even drank all that. But that's all I've had this morning, so I'm ready to eat this Irish mac and cheese with corned beef in it. I am so ready. And like I said, if you really love sauerkraut, put you a cup of sauerkraut mixed up in there with everything else, and then, you know, put it in the oven just like I did this, and it comes out really good. This time I just didn't care for the sauerkraut. Maybe next time I'll put sauerkraut in it. I don't know. I think I've got some sauerkraut, but I just prefer not to use it this time. Check on my toast. It's not browned yet. I don't want it to burn. That's the only bad thing I have in your broiler. In the bottom of your oven, you have to do headstands every time you check on what's in there, or when you have to put it in or take it out. I have to do a headstand. Things are either too tall for me to get to, or either I have to stand on my head to do everything. It goes from one extreme to the other. It's never in between, I don't think. But hey, it'll work. I should have emptied my dish drainer. I just dropped something out of the dish drainer. Sounded like a bowl. No, it was in a little plate. It was a little plate. So we'll put it back in there to get it washed again. Okay, my bread's toasty. Turn that back to 400. Let's check my casserole. It is bubbling, y'all. So I guess we can take it out. Or we can at least check on it in here. See if we want to take it out or leave it in for a while longer. Oh, it looks good. It was starting to brown, which that is good because I wanted the cheese to melt and brown just a tiny bit, but I didn't want it burnt. So that is perfect. That is absolutely perfect. I thought I turned that off, but I didn't. But let's see if we can get a spoonful of this. You probably should wait till it cooled a little bit. Just a tiny bit, but like I said, I'm hungry. And I'm ready to eat. See how creamy mine comes out when I use this other cheese? Or I usually use half cheddar and half just regular cheese. I mean, just look how good that is. There's what you can do with your leftover corned beef and your leftover Irish soda bread. So don't be afraid to bake it or cook it, because you can do other things with it other than just eat that one meal on St. Patty's Day. I've got to try this. Dear Lord, bless this food I'm about to eat. Bless everybody in YouTube land. Amen. Y'all take a big bite. I should have put more crumbs on top. That is so good. And that little bit of chicken bouillon did such worlds of good. Y'all take another bite. There's a lot of breadcrumbs on there, a piece of corned beef, and your mac and cheese. Oh my goodness. That is good, y'all. Get me a piece of my bread. Y'all take a piece of bread. Garlic toast. That is good, y'all. So I'm going to sit down here and enjoy my meal of my leftover corned beef and my leftover Irish soda bread, because I got a lot to do in the garden. So we'll catch you later. Y'all have a blessed day. Please like, share, and subscribe to my videos. Love y'all. Bye now. Leftover corned beef hash, or corned beef, leftover Irish soda bread turned into garlic toast. I use breadcrumbs on the top of my casserole. And like I said, you can put a cup full of drained sauerkraut in that, and it makes it really good. I refrain from doing that. But, you know, I may wish I had to put it in there, but because it's real good with the sauerkraut in there. But it's up to you. But there you go. How easy and simple is that with just some leftovers?